Alrighty, Chumley is finishing his series on this day after... he's only lost once, hasn't he? And that was to Bandit Keith. Might pick up another one against Pegasus, but we'll see. Alright, where was I up to on comments? Alright, Pegasus is 1 rock, paper, scissors. We were up to there. Alright, Chumley's opening hand is... There's Kangaroo. Negate attack is always useful as well. Kangaroo Champ can send a monster to defense. Pegasus starts off with Dianketo the Cura Master. And a Yurubi. And to the end phase, A1465 says, you can download an input macro for the Final Fantasy IX 1000 rope jump rope goal. I have seen that before, actually. But an input macro would very much help. Instead of having to jump it that many times. As Chum drew a tree otter, but he didn't play it. Maybe waiting, hoping that Pegasus will attack. Because if he does, Des Kangaroo at 1700 defense will actually destroy the attacker. If the attack's less, as Pegasus has gone for a Black Illusion Ritual with the effect of Sonic Bird as well. And Black Illusion Ritual has just been played by Pegasus. Now, Pegasus is going to bring Relinquish to the field early. Well, if Relinquish can absorb cards that are face down, but it won't gain any attack or defense. However, Chumley's field is now unprotected. Pegasus could take a few life points. Chumley does have a negate attack though. And he does have Dispel. You can use Dispel on relinquished equipped card. Alright, to the end phase, and now back to Chumley. So Pegasus's attack and his idea to empty Chum's field has not worked. Katomi758 says Cartoon Network also had some interesting shows a few years back, like Foster's Home and Teen Titans. My ex recommended me to watch Gravity Falls back when we were dating. It's actually a pretty cool show, still haven't finished season 1. Foster's Home, I'm not familiar with that show either, as Pegasus goes in for an attack now. Chumley again did not play Tree Otter. He has waited for Pegasus to attack, and the effect of Des Kangaroo has come into effect. Yurubi is destroyed. And Pegasus, what do you do now with Relinquished? He took the other, it was face down. There goes Chum with Dispel, and there he has it. He targets Des Kangaroo on Pegasus' side of the field. Now Relinquished is now sitting there with 0 attack points. May not have been the best move from Pegasus, but he went for it early. He went to empty Chum's field. And it just did not pay off. 2200, it's basically a direct attack. And Relinquished is destroyed. Pegasus could bring it back with Monster Reborn though. Katomi758 says, how would Monarchs or a Frog deck do versus Duelist Kingdom? The Monarchs, like Mobius, a Frost Monarch, Celestonius or whatever its name was, a Fire Monarch. Pegasus had Dark Hole. So he swept the field again, and now he's got Rogue Doll. The Monarch decks might be okay for Duelist Kingdom, actually. They're cool cards, those Monarchs. It's just finding support cards to go with them. As Chum goes with a Kangaroo Champ. That's a new name. Lex GNLZ says, and that's a Magmar as well. Magmar is such a cool Pokemon, dude. I've done a solo run with Magmar in Gen 1, which is on the channel as well. Quite a few solo runs of Pokemon, 99 to be exact for Gen 1. I've done a couple in Gen 2 as well. Magmar He was really good in Gem 1, except he just doesn't match up very well against the Elite Four, as most fire Pokemon don't. But Lex says, why the Venom cards? Because of the snake Odeon killed? I just put the snakes in to sort of suit the theme of like the Egyptian temple kind of vibe. And yeah, Odeon did have that thing with the snake in the anime. It just seemed to make sense at the time, and Odeon needed something to constitute a 40-card deck. Silas DC says, I still have the entire series of DBZ, and get this, on VHS, which some people don't even know what is, which is very true and very, how would you say it? Harrowing? Is that a word to describe it? Because, yeah, literally there's people out there that have never seen a VHS tape. It's, I've seen a few videos online as well where, like, people my age are showing their kids, like, VHS tapes, and the kids are, like, holding it like, what the hell is this? Why is it so big? It holds one movie. And it's, I mean, like, I don't mind the streaming thing, like, and having that whole content library just on demand anywhere. I mean, as long as you have the streaming service, but I will admit I don't miss VHSs. I like the nostalgia of them, but I don't miss using them, if that makes sense. I still have a lot of my DVDs. I actually got rid of a lot of my old VHS tapes because they were just taking up too much room. And most of the stuff I had on VHS, I ended up getting on DVD anyway. But no, VHS tapes, they are a very nostalgic throwback to a generation that wasn't really that long ago when you think about it. Squirrel Commander says, I built a Chum deck in Master Duel and it actually does some good in lower ranks. I've been meaning to get back into that again in Master Duel. I do have it on PS5. I played it for a little bit, but I just can't get into it. It's like, with this one, you've got like the full story mode and everything to play through. Master Duel just doesn't seem to have a lot. Unless I'm missing something. It's just that Master Duel's got like the tutorials, and then like I can't really find anything to do. Silas DC also says, as we see, Chumley has just taken the first win, and pretty convincingly, even if Pegasus used Relinquish on a face-up monster, Chumley still had that D-spell. So Pegasus couldn't really do much in that match. Silas DC says, still have some videos on YouTube for Final Countdown, and that definitely would be interesting song in the background whenever that card comes out. Interesting. That was for the Yugi and Loomis and Umbra match. And the last comment that I have at the time of recording is John2221 or John CH2221. I would love to see how the Orichalcos duelists would do. I am too. In terms of like chronology, it would be like the Big Five and Noah that would come next, and Gaizaburo Kaiba, but while I still do want to do them at some stage, I really want to see the Orichalcos ones as well, but I really want to see GX as well. So, but now that a season is over, I can free up some decks and we can create a few mini-series to, have we got, there's Sonic Bird, so I'm thinking that's what I might do. I might create a few GX decks, I might create some Orichalcos ones, do some Big Five ones, and some, what do you call it, like Moki Moki themed decks, archetype themed decks. As we see a turn change, Chumley has started off with Vampiric Koala, and he's also got a Tree Otter. So that's with all the comments done. Did anyone watch Saturday night's main event? I watched bits and pieces of it because watching it on YouTube is just absolutely horrible. The ads are just silly. Like, there's literally an ad break every 3 minutes. And then it comes up in the corner of the screen, fewer ad breaks for this long video. My ass, fewer ad breaks. But I am keen for the Royal Rumble. That is coming up. It's Saturday for the US, so it'll be Sunday here. It'll be like Sunday morning at like 10 in the morning or something. Whenever WWE release times for Australia, they always go by Eastern Standard Times, like Sydney and Melbourne, whereas I'm on the opposite end. I'm 2 hours behind. As Chum has drawn Des Koala, which has been a very useful card. In fact, he won a match with 2 Des Koalas when he did 4,000 points of damage with their flip effects. But yes, what I think I'll do is I'll make a deck from like the Ori Kalkos era. I'll make one from the Big Five. I'll make one from GX, and I'll make like a Moki Moki one or something like that. And then like just alternate different decks throughout like all the days. So with the season coming to an end in these 2 series, I still think 3 duels per day is a good ball mark to aim for amount of duels per day. 1 just isn't enough. I mean, who wants just 1 duel? 2 is okay, but I feel like 3 is like perfect amount given how long the duels usually go for. Any more than 3, then it starts to get a bit much. I did do 4 at one stage, like 4 different duels per day for a little while, and that did actually get quite difficult. But we'll see. Also, that's another question I wanted to ask everyone. What's like, because I've been releasing these coming out at like midnight in Western Australia time, then at like 12:30 a.m, then 1 a.m. But it looks like a lot of the people who watch are from the UK and from the US. Like, most of the people are from like England time zone and the US time zone. So when I was looking at what times these would come out, oh my god, Chumley. Jesus, Chumley with absolutely no chill. He has absolutely belted Pegasus in that. He has absolutely belted him. Pegasus barely even got going in that second match. And Chum has already picked up the win. The question is the release time that I'm doing the best time? I mean, it doesn't really matter in some way, but it's a question I've had in the back of my mind. Should I change the upload time? Because it's not set at this time for any particular reason. It's just the time that I picked. Well, thanks for tuning in. We do have Jaden and Arcana to finish their series coming up as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for leaving all the comments wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care. Farewell.